Hi, welcome to Club of Coders. It's been a while since I have made any tutorial on this channel. So now I will try to be more regular on posting some tutorials. So in this video, we are going to build another to-do list app, but this time we are going to use a Drizzle ORM. What is this? This is an ORM just like Prisma, and it is getting quite popular since last few days. So let's see. I have recently completed and built a new web application, which is a SaaS application. You can visit this on ytblogs.app. It is an application which converts any YouTube video to SEO friendly blogs or even Twitter threads. I am adding more features to this. So let's see, and it has a very transparent and affordable pricing. You can see if you have any use case related to generating blogs or Twitter threads from YouTube videos, or reusing your content again and again without hustling too much. So you can use this application. Try it, it's free. You can convert up to 5 minutes of video to the blogs. If the video has transcription disabled, if the video has auto caption enabled, then you can generate the blogs for free, totally free, if the video is less than 5 minutes. That's all about. Let's now jump into the application we are going to build. So first of all, we will search what is Drizzle ORM. I haven't prepared anything. I just want to make a video of like you can assume like first view or the first impression of Drizzle ORM. So this is that kind of video. So it's a TypeScript ORM that feels like writing SQL. So a quick little confession that I'm not good at writing SQL, plain SQL. So let's see how it works. So we will use PostgreSQL, we will use Supabase. Let's go to Supabase and create a demo database so we can use it with this. This is how we can create users, we can create cities, and this is pool, and I think we can also this is joins, like if you want to get the data from another table which is related to the current table. So that's how you do it, joining tables and all the docs. Let's go to the documentation and we will see how it works. Let's go to the website basically. Documentation, and here it is. So first of all, we will create our schema. So in this video we can create Next.js application, or we can proceed with the T3 stack application. So I will go to desktop projects. I will create a new create T3 app project, and we will do all the things with create T3 app because I like tRPC. It helps us to write APIs faster than ever. Next.js is good. You can use app directory, but I am more into create T3 app because it helps me to write code faster, ship faster. Okay, so first of all, let's write pnpx create t3 app @latest, and we will name it drizzle to do app, just like that. So let's give it a few seconds and then we will see what it does. So we don't need next auth, we don't need Prisma, we need Tailwind and tRPC. Okay, yes, I would like to configure my alias as */. Now it is installing the dependencies and doing all the things. Let's go to Drizzle. So this is my first impression of trying Drizzle. Okay, so I haven't used this thing as for now. Open the VS Code and we will see how it works. So first we need to create a to-do and show the to-do, and you can then do all the update to do. And we are building a CRUD application, simple CRUD application. If you can build a simple CRUD application, then you can proceed further. So we will run the application and we'll see how it is looking. Why we are trying the Drizzle ORM? Because it is fast. As said, I have heard about it and it's said to be faster than Prisma. And if we are using Prisma have some problem with cold boot if you use it on Vercel. So I have faced on my own web application, my startup, we can say clubofcoders.com. If you go here, I'm using Prisma over here, but sometimes if you see the network tab, it is slow. Now you can see this is being rendered server side, but if you click on any course, you can see it takes some time. You can see this is 5 seconds. Okay, so this is the cold time I was talking about. If you refresh this, now it is faster because now it is hot. So now it is faster, but on the first load, it is a bit slower. You can see now it is very fast. So on the first load it is slower. That's why not give it a try to Drizzle. So here we are. So I think our TypeScript config is wrong. TS config, this is not like this. What we want is */. dot slash src slash star. Now it is correct. You can see at the rate slash star, and it will work nice. So here we can see, yeah, now it is good. So what we want now, we want to install the Drizzle ORM, and first we will configure our database things. So this is our env, this is env.example. What we want the database URL first, database URL, or you can say, yeah, click start. So we will install the dependencies. Let's copy this. Then it is saying that declare your first schema file. So first of all, we want our folder structure to be nice. For that, let's go here and we can see how it works. Source, inside the DB we can define our schema.ts. So let's create a new folder called DB. Inside the DB we have schema.ts, but we have two options. We can create all the schemas like users, countries, you can see all the schemas like this into the separate files, or we can declare a same file, or we can declare in this. So I will go with one only, schema.ts. So we will copy this thing, connect with node postgres pool recommended. Yeah, this is the recommended approach. There are a lot of other things which are given. So you can choose the different provider which you want. Schema declaration, the database and entity types, declaring indexes, foreign keys, composite primary keys, customizing the table name. It is a basic simple tutorial, so I don't want you to confuse in all the complex stuff here. Select insert. So everything is given here. So what we will do, I will just copy this thing in the here we will say to dos instead of users. We will say the to dos. The PG table name is also to dos. It has a ID which is primary key. It has a text, or you can say text, yeah, and the text is text basically. So okay, so this is 2 times we have to write this. You can see this is snake case, and this is Pascal, not Pascal, this is another case. This is like React naming convention. So here we can say text, this is also text, and here we can say a boolean completed or not. So here you can say the auto completion, which is given to us by the GitHub Copilot. So this is the cool approach. Connect to, yeah, so this is how we can connect using the pool. So what we will do, inside the DB we will create another file, index.ts. Inside this we will copy all of this content, and here we have to import the PG table from the Drizzle ORM PG core, and serial import, text import, boolean import. So now we have 3 rows, no, not 3 rows. Now we have 3 columns inside the to do table. Save this thing. Cool. So Drizzle client Postgres. Yeah. So here we have given the 2 approaches. PG, we can connect it from 2 different approaches. Postgres from Postgres. Yeah. So I think we can use this thing. Is there in any pool, or we have to download the PG? So I am not sure. Yeah. So this is confusing on the first look. So it is saying that use the Postgres to connect to the database, or it is saying here use the node Postgres pool to connect. So here they are using the PG library, and there they are using the Postgres library. So which approach should we take? So I think this is good. Connect using node Postgres pool. Let's install the PG, pm add PG. Yeah, now it's good. We don't need to import. We just want to export the const here. Export const db drizzle pool. So we have 2 pools. We want to use a connection string. Import the pool we have already imported, and here it is saying unsafe. Yeah, so now here we are using the strictness. So to reduce the strictness of TypeScript, what you can do, go to the package.json file, and we will reduce our strictness of our application. So we can remove both of those things, or this ESLint plugin will be fine. So now pnpm install, and it will remove the one package. Now you can reload the whole window. You can save this thing, and it is still saying that we need to download the PG types. So let's download them also, or install them also. So reload again, and yeah. So now here we will define our connection URL, connection string. So in the database URL, so here we can say env import from env.mjs database URL. So these are the server schema. So we will say this is a z.string, and simply say database. So in the runtime environment you have to declare like this, and here you also need to declare in the server object. So this is how we are creating the environment variables. So now we have our DB. So here we need to use our Supabase. So let's create a new project, Drizzle first look. I will select my region and I will choose a strong password. I will copy it so I can remember it later. Let's paste it password, and now it will give us our database URL. So copy it and paste it here. Don't try to copy this URL because I will delete my project as soon as I have recorded this tutorial. So inside the settings, project settings, you can go to database. Okay, so it is being initialized. So let's wait for some minutes and we will see. Now you can see our database is ready, and let's copy the database URL. So this is our connection string and we need to copy this. Copy this thing, paste it here, and we will paste our password. So what you need to do, if you don't want to use Supabase, that's totally good. You can use something called, you can use a Postgres DB from anywhere you want. You can use a serverless DB. There is a Neon DB called serverless DB and you can use it. This is also a Postgres, or you can use a SQL database also, and we will see. So you can use this serverless Postgres also, and it is also awesome. And this is what Vercel uses for their new Vercel Postgres. If you search, so they under hood use this Neon DB. So that's all. Now we will jump into our application. So this is our environment variable. We have successfully configured everything. We have now DB. Inside the DB, we have everything good and go. Now we are ready to create our to-do application. So let's go. A awesome to-do application. Inside the pages, let's run it first. So you can see how it is looking. npm run dev. Open the new tab and here we will see how it is looking. So this is a basic application. We will remove everything. We don't need anything. We just want to create our simple application. You can say it main. You can first, we will need a form so we can submit our to-dos. In the form we have input of text, to do, and here we have a button which will say submit the to-do, and here we will render all our to-do. So for that we can, for now we can make a fake array which is a length of 5 dot map I, and we will render our to-do like this. Key I index, for now we are using I, and we can say to-do +1. That's all. And when we submit this thing on submit, here we will define, here we will accept event and event.prevent default to not refresh the page, and that's all. When.target.todo.value, let's see. Okay, so this doesn't have this thing, so we can set the state here. So we can use a state to do, it is empty for now, and we can use this to control this input. So on change, you can use React hook form and Zod library, and you can also use ui.shadecn.com. Here you can go to get started, and this has a new component which is React hook form, and you can see this is a very cool component and you can use it. This is awesome, but for now this is just a basic, very simple application. So I don't want you to use that big thing in this simple application. So set the to do event.target.value, just like that, and this has a value of to do. Here we can say this is a string. Now it is good to go, and when we submit this thing, we will do something. So in the server, in the routes, instead of example, we will say to do. Save this. We will say to do router, not example router. In the root, we can remove this thing. We can say to do and to do router. Import from the router /to do, and here we can say submit to do. This is a public procedure. If you want to authenticate users, you can do also. You can watch my other tutorials in which I have implemented how you can figure out how you can use authentication with your T3 stack application, and it will take an input which is to do, which is a text, or you can say this is a text. It is a string and it should be dot minimum of 5 characters. You can say it minimum of 5 characters. And now we have input.text. So instead of this, what we can do? So now here we can mutate our database. So instead of query, we will say mutation. Now we need to add a row inside our to-do table. So what we will do, we will firstly import the database. So we will say await db, import from db dot, and you can see all the things here. Delete, insert. So we need to insert it, and here it will say the table. So the table is, or let's see the docs. So this is how schema declaration, all the things. So on the GitHub GitHub page and we will see how to insert a row. So it is as simple as, okay, so we need to import the users. So we will import to-dos from schema. Now if we can save the value and it will accept the values completed, ID and text. You can see this is cool. So we can say completed is false. We can say the ID is automatically created. Okay, ID is automatically created. So if you go to to-dos, you can see it is serial ID 1 2 3 4 5 and it is created automatically. Here we have text and here we have completed, but we want our default completed to be false. So I think there is must be default and it is false. So we don't need to also pass the completed also here. We can just pass the text and we can say input dot text. This is input object and it has text. Also we need to make it async so this doesn't complain. Now it is looking good. db.insert, everything is good, and we can say this is our new to do. We can log this thing, console.log, and you can, if you hover over it, you can see query result never. Why it is saying never? It should be okay. So we need to pass a returning thing here, dot returning. So now it should be, yeah. So now our new to do is also type safe. You can see the type safety here. We can return the to do directly from here, or we can say a get to dos, which is a public procedure, and here we will accept nothing and we will direct query from here. So for that, query is a function. It is a async function. It will return await. It will get the db inside. First we will say db.query, db.select, db.query. What is the query? I think to-dos dot. What is this query? Let's see. I think this is select. Okay, so let's see how to select all the things from a table. So this is the inserting thing, and to get all the, yeah, so select from users directly, and then we can change the where and equal all the other things as well. So db.select dot from, and here we can specify. That's why I don't like the GitHub Copilot, because it's sometimes instead of helping, it distracts us from what we were doing. So you can see the source, the any PG table. So we have the to-dos PG table, and here we can pass, yeah, so const to-dos. And now if you hover over it, what is this? Okay, so the name is return. So if you hover over it, you can see this is a array of to-dos, and we can return it directly and it will be type safe. Save this thing. So we are getting all the to-dos and we are submitting a to-do here. Nice and easy. So instead of this, we can say get to-dos API dot to-do dot. So remove this API dot to-do dot get all the to-dos dot use query, and we can do this. And to submit a to-do, we just need to const submit to-do, and we can say API dot to-do dot submit to-do dot use mutation. And when it is successfully done, what we can do, we can show a alert, or we can refetch the to-do. So what I'm saying is you can refetch get to-dos dot refetch, or you can invalidate also. So invalidating is a better approach. So what I'm saying is import the API dot use context, and then what you can do, utils dot to-dos dot get to-dos dot invalidate. So it will be invalidated and all the to-dos will be there. So instead of this fake array, now we can get to-dos dot data, and when this is get to-dos dot is successfully done, it is successfully being fetched. Now we can render the to-do here. So now instead of the index, we can say to-do dot id, and here we can render our to-do dot text. Okay, and here we can submit our to-do. So it needs text, and the text is this to-do text. So here we can also check something. We can check if to-do doesn't exist, then return and alert, please enter a to-do. That's all. There's a simple application we have built, and now we will see how it is working. But before that, if you go to the application, you will see something went wrong. If you refresh this thing, you can see our UI is bad and relation to do does not exist. So first of all, we have to sync our database with our schema. For that, let's go to Drizzle ORM and we will see how to sync our database. So I think it should have something like we have in Prisma, like directly pushing from the schema, pushing directly from our code. So I think it should have some push thing, prototyping with db push. drizzle-kit push MySQL, drizzle-kit push SQLite. So I think it doesn't have the push thing for PostgreSQL. drizzle-kit push does not support PostgreSQL yet. So it doesn't support PostgreSQL. So now what we can do, we can go to our database and we can create our table, which is to-dos, which you can see here, to-dos. It has ID, which is a primary key. It has text, which is text. It has another thing is completed, which is a boolean, and you can make it false by default. Cool. And the text can't be null. Simple like that. Save this table. Now we are ready to go. So we can run the pnpm run dev, and it should be good to go now. So if you see here, now our request is successfully working. And if you see, we have results and we have, okay, so basic, this is not a response we need. So in the to do await db.select, yeah. So we are not able to see anything here. You can see this is what we are getting. We are getting none data. Now if you try to submit something, this is first to do. If you click on submit, and you can see it is a basic simple application and it is working. And if you now go to the database, you can see our things are being submitted here, and this is good. So you can now improve the UI. I have another tutorial on my channel. If you go to Club of Coders, if you search, this is our channel, and here you can find my first video. So this is the UI I have created, and this is a very awesome UI which you can take the inspiration from. Yeah, you can see this is a very good to do. And when the user tries to update this check mark, you can update the table as a completed true, and you can build this project with Drizzle ORM. Okay, and this code is available on my GitHub also. So this is a very good to-do application. I have also built a to-do application with Next.js app directory, which is here. This is a crash course in which we have used Prisma, and this is the application we have built with the app directory. But I would recommend you to stick with tRPC because it is faster. It is used by many industries, many big enterprises also. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much.